Kadosh. Boker Or, Masechet Nedarim Daf Amud Aleph, 34a1. Tonight we learned the Mishnah. Makom shenotlim alei schar, in a place where they take reward, they take money for returning lost objects, for doing Hashavat Avedah. Tipol ana legdesh. What do we say? That I had to go to the Gdesh. It's good according to the Mandamar that even when the properties of the Bala Aveda is going to be prohibited on the Machzir, on the one that's returning it, so Nami Mehadir, also it's permitted for him to return it. That's what we learn. Why? Because now that he's getting a reward for it, he's getting money, it has to go to the Gdesh. Right? Why? Because if he's going to come and take money, he's getting Hana. He's getting money for returning a lost object. But according to the Mandamar, but according to the Mandamar that says that when it's a property for the Bala Aveda, that it's going to be prohibited to the Machzir, Lo Me'adar, it's not going to be returned. You can't give him back the property. Why? Because of the Prutad of Yosef. You remember Prutad of Yosef? That was yesterday's daf. That if you're returning a lost object and a poor person comes and he asks you for tzedakah, you don't have to give him. Why? You're patur. So he says, Amai tipol anagdesh. So why is it going to Ekdesh now? Right? Well, if so, you should have permitted it, and you should have taken the schar itself. So says the Gemara, you're right. Achad aktani. When the Mishnah comes and it says, we're only talking about when nichzeh machzir, right, is going to be a surim al bala aveda, and he's machal al scharo. He's forgiving on his schar. Okay? But somebody actually learned it in a different lashon. One of them says, one of them says, it's that the nichse bala aveda is a surin on the machzir, and it's because of Prutad of Yosef, lo shchiach. It's not common. But if it's nichse machzir, which is prohibited of bala aveda, lo mehadale, you cannot return it to him. Nishum de mahani lebas. At the end of the day, he's giving a benefit. One of them says, "Afilu nichse machzir asurim bala aveda mutar." It's going to be permitted. When he's giving it to him, meaning that he's giving something that belongs to him. Okay, one more time. Tanan. We learned in our Mishnah. Makom shenotrim. We're on the bottom of Lamed Nudalef, 34a towards the bottom. Makom shenotrim alei sachar. We said that if you're going to take reward for doing a Shavat Avedah, you have to give it to Ekdesh. It's good according to the Manda Amar that even if the properties of the Machzir, of the one that's returning it, is going to be prohibited on the Bala Avedah, still you could come and you could return it. Why? Because it belongs to him anyway. Makom. That's why I went and it said, in a place where they return, where they get money, then you go to the Ekdesh, right? Why? Because basically he's machal al scharo. He comes and he's mochel on the reward, and therefore give it back. But according to the Mandamar, nichse machzir atzurin velo me'edan, you can't give it back. How does you answer in a makom, in a place where they're going to come and they're going to give sachar? Even without the sachar, it's already asur, because you're giving them something and you're giving them benefit. So answers the Gemara, kashia, it's a good question. You're right. It's a very, very good question. Okay, Lamedala the Mubet, 34b. Amar Rava comes and he says, he comes and he says, Amar Rava. Now says the Gemara, on Lamedala the Mubet, 34b, Amar Rava comes and he says, imagine right now a person has in front of him within his daladamot a kikar of efker, a piece of bread of efker. Okay, that means basically they made it ownerless. The Amar, and he comes and he says, Kikar zo hekdesh. This is hekdesh. It belongs to the Beit HaMikdash. And then afterwards, Natzla leochla. You took it. You want to eat from it. Ma'al lefi kula. You just did meila. No. Once it's efker and it's within your daled amot, you acquire it. When you acquire it, you come and you say it's hekdesh. Now you come, you pick it up, and you're going to eat it. You just did meila. Lo risha levana. Right? If right now you came and you took it to give it as a Yerusha to your children, so now you're going to be chayav to pay the hekdesh, the value of it. Okay. So right, imagine a person comes and he says, my kikar is asur to you, and then afterwards he comes and he gives it to him as a present. What's the halakha? Do we say you're allowed to benefit from this kikar or not? Is it that it's mitbatel li'isur after, right? It went from his reshut to the other reshut or not? So says the Gemara, kikari amarlo, right? It's only my kikar. Kita b'shiteu, only if it's mine, it's asur. Or dilma alecha amarle, or maybe it's on you. Ilavesha v'tegdesh, which means like this. One more time. I say this is prohibited to you. Yeah, this is prohibited to you. I come now, I give it to you as a present. Are you allowed to keep it or not? Now, 1 second. Do I say that it's only when this is mine, it's asur to you, but now that I give it to you as a present, it's yours. So now you're permitted in it. Because only when it was mine, it's asur, but when it's yours, it's mutar. Or do I say, no, it was always asur to you. Doesn't matter whose it belongs to. It's always an asur to you. Right? It's nothing to do with my bread. It has to do with, it's an isur onto you. So because of that, that's the question. So Elmaleh comes and he answers. It's obvious that even though you give it to him as a present, asur. It's going to be asur. So then why did he say kikari alecha, my bread to you, lapuke mai, lav lapuke di ganva mine mignav? That what happens right now, if he comes to prohibit it, and it was stolen, for sure, it's not going to be that halacha, right? What does that mean? That means it's going to be b'davar pashut, that he had the kavanah, that even if it was going to give it to him afterwards as a present, it's going to be asur. So why did he say, right, like this? He comes and he says, because if it's going to be stolen, it's a different halacha. So Elmaleh, so he comes and he tells him, no, it's not true. It's coming to exclude, to prohibit him in a case where he invited him to eat. Now he wanted to make him like a neded in order to, he didn't want to invite him like that. Right? So in such a case, it's sheyechet the kikar still to the madid. So he comes and he says, kikari alecha. Okay, so therefore, since what's happening is now, you understand what happened? And he's basically again, he's not coming, he's not prohibiting afterwards as a matana. And therefore, if he receives it, it's mutar for him to eat it. So why did he say kikari alecha? Because he says kikari alecha is that he wanted to prohibit him in a place that he's going to invite him, and he wants that, in order to come. Kikari alecha. He wanted to come and he wanted to make that in that fashion. And then obviously the Gemara is going to ask a question, right, against that from even after he receives the matana, is it going to be permitted or prohibited? We continue tomorrow.